The Trump administration has officially revoked Harvard's ability to enroll international students, and a deadly terrorist attack has taken place outside the Capitol Jewish Museum in Washington, D.C., and apparently Ilhan Omar didn't have much to say about it. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has released a powerful new report through the MAHA Commission, and the Department of Justice is now facing a major lawsuit after canceling more than $800 million in federal grants midstream. Welcome to Nellie Miranda. But before we get into this video, please be sure to like and subscribe and tap the notification bell so you never miss any updates. Now let's jump in. Earlier today, the Department of Homeland Security, under Secretary Kristi Noem, revoked Harvard University's certification to enroll international students, effective immediately. This decision halts all new foreign student admissions, and it comes after Harvard repeatedly refused to cooperate with national security protocols. Take a listen to Kristi Noem speaking on the issue.
Madam Secretary, you say it is a privilege, not a right, for American schools to be able to host foreigners on their campus.
Yes, that's exactly right. And this program has been in place for a very long time. These policies have been in place for a long time, and Harvard brought these consequences upon themselves. They have promoted and allowed violent activity on campus. They have allowed anti-Semitism, participation with CCP and Chinese infiltration and influence on their campus, and they haven't protected their students. So we have given them multiple opportunities to share criminal activity with us, backgrounds on these students, to let us conduct the oversight into this program that is our responsibility, and they have refused to do so. So today I sent them a letter that said they will no longer be allowed to participate in this student exchange visitor program, and that's up to 27% of their enrolled students. So it's significant. Any foreign student that wishes to get an education in this country that is attending Harvard and not participating in this criminal activity, they will have to find another university to go to, because Harvard has chosen instead to not protect their students and to allow this kind of violent and discriminatory action continue.
So as you mentioned, 18% of Harvard's freshman class this year are foreign. They're foreigners here on student visas. What happens? Where do they go now? What do they do?
Yeah, we have given Harvard multiple opportunities to give us the documentation that we've requested to conduct oversight. We've asked them for the backgrounds on students that attend their university, their criminal activity on campus, off of campus, any video or audio footage they have of this violent activity, and they have just simply not complied. This is something that they need to do in order to comply with this program as it was established, and so unfortunately, all of their foreign students will face the consequences of Harvard's lack of protecting the individuals that go there.
I mean, obviously, they're going to say Trump is being an authoritarian, he's acting like a king, and that he doesn't have the right to do this. Watch.
Ryan Enos, the professor of government at Harvard University. He's also a member of Harvard's chapter of the American Association of University Professors, which is currently suing the Trump administration. Professor, thank you for being with us. This decision that Harvard can no longer enroll foreign students and existing foreign students have to transfer or lose their legal status. What's your reaction to this?
I think it's awful and it's outrageous. It's another pattern of the Trump administration taking authoritarian actions. In the United States, the president does not have the power to punish people, target people for punishment because he doesn't like their politics. And he's targeting Harvard because he thinks he politically disagrees with them. It's a political vendetta. And he's doing this on the back of students who were admitted to Harvard from around the world for their merit, for things that they accomplished in life. And now he's trying to punish them, to hold them hostage, essentially to try to win what he considers to be this political fight with Harvard.
I am a firm believer that two things can be true at once. People have the right to protest against what they believe is unjust, but just do it off of campus, because people are paying top dollar to learn. And if that's being interrupted, then it's wrong. But one thing is for sure, that this energy must be kept when groups are protesting on campus for any cause, not just the Israeli and Palestinian war. We now have to turn to Washington, D.C., where tragedy struck Wednesday night. 31-year-old Elias Rodriguez opened fire outside the Capitol Jewish Museum, killing 2 Israeli embassy staffers, Yaron Lishinsky and Sarah Milgram. Witnesses report that Rodriguez shouted, "Free, free Palestine," as he was taken into custody. Federal officials are treating this as a terror attack, motivated by anti-Semitic hate. So when questioned about the shooting by a Fox News reporter, Representative Ilhan Omar declined to respond.
Right, Senator, the FBI is searching an apartment in Chicago. It is somehow connected to the D.C. shooting that left 2 Israeli embassy workers dead. The suspect screamed, "Free, free Palestine," as police took him away. Progressive Democrat Ilhan Omar, well, she was asked about the attack early this morning. This was her response. Roll it.
Congresswoman Omar, can I get your
home?
reaction to the shooting that happened in D.C. last night?
I'm going to go for now.
That's it. I'm going to go for now, and scurried off down the steps of the Capitol building.
She could have just said, "My sincerest condolences to their family." Like, you don't even have condolences? Anyways, she later posted a statement online condemning the attack, but many viewed it as a little too late. When innocent lives are taken, silence is not leadership. We must be willing to say, clearly and without hesitation, that terrorism is never acceptable. In other news, Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has released a new report that's getting national attention. The MAHA Commission, short for Medical Alliance for Health Accountability, published a 69-page study this week, revealing that nearly 40% of American children suffer from some form of chronic illness. That's 4 in 10 children. We're talking obesity, asthma, autoimmune diseases, ADHD, all are rising at alarming rates.
Today, the Commission officially delivers its first report on childhood health. Here are just some of the alarming findings, and they really are alarming. It's unbelievable, terrible. More than 40% of American children now have at least one chronic health condition. Since the 1970s, rates of childhood cancer have soared in many cases by nearly 50%, 50%. Well, in the 1960s, less than 5% of the children were obese. Now over 20% are obese. A few decades ago, 1 in 1, think of this one. This is, to me, the one that gets me every time, and it seems to be getting worse. Just a few decades ago, 1 in 10,000 children had autism. Today, it's 1 in 31. Last time I heard the number is 1 in 34, right? Now it's 1 in 31. There's something wrong, and we will not stop until we defeat the chronic disease epidemic in America. We're going to get it done. For the first time ever, this report examines some of the root causes that many believe are making our children sicker and our population sicker, I guess. It just doesn't stop with the children. It's our population also.
According to the report, these trends are linked to multiple factors like ultra-processed foods, environmental toxins, inadequate vaccine trial transparency, and efficient government oversight. Critics have dismissed the report as narrow or unscientific, but one thing is clear. The American health system has failed too many families for way too long. And this report is a call for accountability, transparency, and long overdue reform, and I'm so here for it. And finally, the Department of Justice is now facing a serious legal challenge. So 5 organizations have filed a federal lawsuit against the DOJ and Attorney General Pam Bondi after more than 360 federal grants were abruptly canceled in April. The total value of those canceled awards are over $820 million. So the plaintiffs include Vera Institute of Justice, Center for Children and Youth Justice, Chinese for Affirmative Action, Force Detroit, and Health Resources in Action. They argued the grant terminations were unconstitutional and that the DOJ failed to provide due process, that it lacked clear legal authority, and that the Office of Justice Programs violated the separation of powers by overriding Congress' control of federal funds. Now, the case is being brought by the Democracy Forward Foundation and the Perry Law Firm, and they are seeking a class action status. At the heart of this case is a difficult question. Can the Department of Justice revoke grants it believes are misaligned with public safety priorities? Or does doing so overstep constitutional boundaries? But from a public policy standpoint, I think it shows this administration's willingness to reevaluate where federal dollars are going and whether taxpayer funds are being used responsibly. And I think that's fair. That works for me. But if you got any value from this video, do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.